Hello and welcome to the section Managing Storage Resources with Azure PowerShell. In this section, we're going to cover storage accounts and the storage commandlets that are used to manage them. We're going to talk about blobs and file shares, table and queue accounts. We're going to show you how to create content or move content, that is, up to the storage accounts. And also, with the table accounts, we're going to show you how to create and edit entities, and queue accounts, we're going to show you how to add and remove read messages. Hello and welcome to the video Storage Account Overview and Intro to Storage Commandlets. In this video, we're going to take a look at the different types of storage accounts and the things that we can use those storage accounts for. We're going to talk about the naming requirements for your storage accounts. Then we're going to give you a little overview of the Azure RM modules that are used for managing storage accounts and the content that we use on them. So this section, we're going to cover a lot about the storage accounts, but in this first video, we're going to keep it kind of simple. I just want to make sure that you understand what the storage accounts are. A storage account is something that we can use in Azure to provision some kind of storage, whether it be a place to store our files or our virtual hard disks, or also in the cases for tables and queues, we have a way of using a NoSQL or a message queue built directly into the storage accounts. Now, when we name our storage accounts, the names have to be unique and they need to use just lowercase letters, numbers, and hyphens. Storage accounts, the securing of them is pretty straightforward. We get 2 keys for a storage account. They are very, very long passwords, and the storage account keys can be regenerated so that you can keep one as your primary and one for a temporary password, which can then be reset when you no longer need it. The network rules, the default is that allowed from the internet. However, you can specify different rule sets for networks so that your storage accounts can be accessible either from a range of IPs or from specific Azure networks. The storage accounts can have different types of content added to them. The first is blobs, or binary large objects. Blobs come in 3 varieties. Block blobs is what we use most of the time. This is anything from a document to a picture or something like that. Those are contrasted by append blobs. Append blobs are great for logs because they're built to have consistent write and be able to add a lot of stuff to the ends of files over and over and over again. Page blobs are for much larger files. This is like perfect for ISOs or for virtual machines. Even though blobs will work for storing files, there's also a way where we can use a storage account to provision a file share. This is accessible through SMB so that you can connect to it from your workstation, and you can work with it just like you can mapping a drive and seeing it through your computer, Windows Explorer, or other file systems. We also get tables as part of our storage accounts, and a table is a NoSQL database instance. It can be used to store structured data in kind of an unstructured way. It doesn't contain the same relational database that we get with SQL. Instead, we get a table which contains multiple entities, and each of those entities is a row of data which can contain different columns. And queues are a little bit different take on this. A queue is simple messaging system where we can add a message to a queue and then process that message. This is great for delivering messages between applications. Now, the 2 modules that we'll use for managing our Azure storage accounts are Azure RM Storage. Notice the RM is here. This is for provisioning our accounts, working with them at the higher level. And then once we get down into working with the content, this is from the Azure storage. And here we will not be using the RM. The distinction here is not that important because we don't reference the modules frequently with the commands that we run. We just run the commands and PowerShell figures out what module it's coming from for us. But let's take a look here at the commands that we get in the Azure RM storage. We also get the storage account network rules set for limiting where we can access the storage account from. But you notice there's not much here in the realm of content management. And here in the Azure Storage module, I know we have a lot more Cmdlets in this one. As we scroll up, we see new tokens and containers. That's directories for storage, context directories, queues, shares, tables. This is working with all of the different types of storage for our storage accounts